Hi everyone, welcome to MySQL project. In this video, I'll walk you through how I analyzed pizza sales data using MySQL. This is part 1 where we focus on data cleaning, transformation and analysis using SQL. In part 2, I'll use the same data to build an interactive dashboard in Power BI. First, I created a new database called PizzaDB and selected it for use. After that, I imported the pizza sales CSV file using the MySQL table import wizard. During the import, I did not change the date and time column data types because I wanted to handle formatting manually later. Once the data was loaded, I checked the table using the simple select all query. I also used the describe command to understand the column names, data types, and structure of the data set. The order date and the order time columns were stored as text. So I decided to fix that. Now I'm going to clean up the date and time columns in the pizza sales table. First, I altered the table to add two new columns. One is order date real as a date and the other is order time real as time. Here I run the query. You can see the table updated with the two new columns. Next, I updated these new columns using the original date and time values. The str to date function converts them into the correct date and time format. Here I run the updated query. Now the new columns are filled with properly formatted date and time values. After that, I remove the old order date and order time columns since we don't need them anymore. Here I run the drop column query. You can see the old columns are now removed from the table. Finally, I rename the new columns back to order underscore date and order underscore time to keep everything consistent. Here I run the final query. Now the table has cleaned, correctly formatted date and time columns. Now let's check the total revenue KPI. This tells us the total money earned from all pizza sales. In the query, we use sum function on the total price column. Here I run the query. The result shows $817,000 in total revenue. Now we look at average order value. This tells us how much on average a customer spends per order. In the query, we take the total revenue and divide it by the number of unique orders. Here I run the query. The result is $38.31 per order. Next, we have the KPI total pizzas sold. This shows the total number of pizzas sold regardless of order. In the query, we use sum on the quantity column to add up all the pizzas in the dataset. Here I run the query. The result is 49,574 pizzas sold. Total orders. This shows how many unique orders were placed by customers. In the query, we use count with a distinct order ID so that each order is only counted once, even if it contains multiple pizzas. Here I run the query. The result is 21,350 total orders. Next, let's look at average pizzas per order. This tells us how many pizzas on average are included in each order. In the query, we take the total number of pizzas sold and divide it by the total number of unique orders. Here I run the query. The result is 2.32 pizzas per order, which shows that most customers order about 2 to 3 pizzas at a time. Now let's look at the daily orders trend. This shows how many orders are placed on each day of the week. In the query, we first calculate the total order for each day using count distinct order ID. We also use day name and weekday to make sure the days are ordered from Monday to Sunday. Here I run the query. The result shows that Friday has the most orders at 3,538 while Sunday has the least at 2,624. This tells us which days are the busiest. Next, we are looking at the daily order spend, but this time we want the days in the proper order from Monday to Sunday. In the query, we use day name to get the name of the day and day of week to get a number for each day. Then we count the total orders for each day using the count distinct order ID. By grouping by day number and day name and ordering by the day number, we make sure Monday comes first, followed by Tuesday, all the way to Sunday. Next, we wrap this in a subquery so we can order the results by day number, but only show the day names and total orders in the final output. Here I run the query. The result shows the days in order Monday to Sunday, with Friday being the busiest at 3,538 orders and Sunday the quietest. Next, let's look at the hourly orders trend, which shows how many orders are placed each hour of the day. In the query, we use the hour function to extract the hour from the order time column. Then we count the total number of unique orders in each hour using count distinct order ID. Here I run the query. The result shows the total orders for each hour starting from midnight up to 11 p.m. So this helps us understand peak ordering times. Next, let's analyze how many pizzas are ordered each hour. In this query, we use the hour function on the order time columns to group orders by hour. Then we calculate the total pizzas sold in each hour using the sum of quantity. Here I run the query. The result shows that lunch and dinner hours are the busiest. For example, at 12 p.m. there were 2,520 orders and 6,776 pizzas sold. So next we are going to do our combined hourly KPI. So here we combine all the KPIs that we have done. So we group orders by hour using the order time. Then we calculate total orders, total pizzas sold and total revenue for each hour. So everything comes in one single code. This table shows our hourly performance. Orders are very low in the morning, then peak around 12 p.m. So this clearly highlights our busiest hours. Now let's break sales down by pizza category. In this query, we calculate total revenue and total pizzas sold for each category. We also convert both into percentages. So we can see how much each category contributes overall. Here I run the query. The result shows the classic pizzas lead, contributing about 27% of the total revenue and 30% of pizzas sold. The other categories, supreme chicken and veggie, are fairly balanced, each contributing around 24 to 26%. This helps us understand which pizza categories drives the most sales. Here I am selecting the pizza size. Next, I calculate the total revenue for each size by summing the total price column and rounding it to 2 decimals. Then I calculate the percentage of total sales by dividing each size's revenue by the overall revenue from the entire table. Now I am selecting the data from the pizza sales table and then I group the results from pizza size. Finally, I order the results by revenue in descending order. So the top selling sizes appear first. Here I run the query. As we can see, large pizzas generate the highest revenue, followed by medium and small sizes. I want to calculate the percentage of sales for each pizza category. First, I select the pizza category. Next, I calculate the total revenue for each category by summing the total price column and rounding it to 2 decimals. Then I calculate the percentage of total revenue by dividing each category's revenue by the overall revenue from the entire table. After that, I calculate the total number of pizzas sold for each category using the quantity column. I also convert this into a percentage of total pizzas sold so we can compare categories easily. Now I select the data from pizza sales table. I group everything by pizza category. So each category appears once. Finally, I order the results by revenue percentage in descending order. Here I run the query. The result shows that classic pizzas lead, contributing about 27% of total revenue and 30% of pizzas sold, while other categories are fairly balanced. Find the top 5 best-selling pizzas based on revenue. First, I selected the pizza name column so we can see the names of the pizzas. Next, I calculate the total number of pizzas sold by summing the quantity column as total pizzas sold and select the from pizza sales and the new group by pizza category. Then order it by total pizzas sold and limit it to 5. Next, we are going to another revenue to show the volume versus the values. We copy the above code and paste it here, and then here going to add the sum of the total price and round it and then name it as total revenue. Then I order the results by total revenue in descending order. So the highest earners comes first. Finally, I limit the results to the top 5 pizzas. Here I run the query. The result shows that the Thai chicken pizza brings in the highest revenue, followed closely by barbecue chicken and California chicken pizzas. This helps us quickly identify our most profitable pizzas. Now let's find the bottom 5 pizzas based on sales. First, copy the previous code and then paste it here and then just change this descending to ascending. You get the these two bottom 5 pizzas. So now we are going to add the revenue to this. So that shows how this impacts on your low revenue or these pieces low volume and low revenue. So now we just copy the previous code and then paste it and then add the sum of total price as total revenue. This shows the revenue for the bottom 5 pizzas. The result shows that the Brie Carry pizza sold the fewest units with only 490 pizzas, generating $11,588, while the other low selling pizzas sold just under 1,000 units each. Now we are analyzing the monthly sales trend to see how revenue changes across the year. First, I selected the month name function where you select order date to get the name of the month. I also selected month from the order date column to get the month number, which will help us order the months correctly. Next, I calculate total revenue for each month by summing the total price column and rounding it to 2 decimals. I am selecting this data from pizza sales table. I group the results by month number and month name so that each month appears only once. Then I order the results by month number to show January 1st and December last. Here I run the query. The result shows the revenue fluctuates a bit across the year, with July being the highest at about $72,000, while September and October are the lowest around $64,000. Next, we want to calculate the average price per pizza for each category. First, I selected the pizza category column. Then I calculated the average price, sum of the total price by the total number of pizzas sold, sum of the quantity and round it to 2 decimals. I group the results by pizza category. So each category appears only once. Here I run the query. The result shows the classic pizzas are the cheapest on average at $14.78, while chicken pizzas are the most expensive at $17.73. This insights helps in pricing strategy and understanding which categories are higher value. Here is a quick summary of our key insights from the pizza sales data. The most popular pizza category is the classic one, while the largest pizza size generates the most revenue. The peak sales hour is like at 6 p.m., which is when most orders come in. And our top 5 revenue generating pizza is the Thai chicken pizza, while the slowest selling pizza is the Brie Carry pizza. On average, there are 2 pizzas per order and the average order value is $38. These insights help us understand customer preferences, peak times, and revenue drivers